Okay, Ron, I got them all. Testing 1, 2, just international speakers here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, but just before I do, let me see if there's anybody else ready to check in to the San Diego AMI Net East Coast Station WA9JIB. Okay, nothing heard there. Small group today, and band seems okay. I'm monitoring the background while finishing up dinner and the dishes. So, but I may need a little help. So I do not have an SPR set up tonight. Anyway, let's get rolling here. Excuse me. Make sure I use the January 2023 prelim. QST. Welcome to the Monday Night Amplitude Modulation International Net, or simply AMI. The purpose of this net is to promote the restoration, preservation, and enjoyment of AM equipment, including transmitters, receivers, and assorted vintage AM type gear. Anyone using AM equipment is welcome, including modern radios capable of creating 2 sidebands and a carrier. We also welcome all listeners. You do not need to be a member to join this net. However, as a member of AMI, you will receive a certificate that has on it your personal ID number. If you would like membership, go to our AMI website, which is www.aminternational, that's all run together, .club, C-L-U-B. Fill out the membership form and pay the $5 fee. And I think if you don't like to do things money electronically, you can also send a check to the following person, John McGrath, M-C-G-R-A-T-H. His call is November 9, AMI. Address is P.O. Box 1422, Silver Springs, Nevada. Zip code is 89429. John is also, his email address is QRZ.com. So your AMI net control tonight is Whiskey Alpha 9, Juliet India Bravo, that's me. My name is Bob. And let's see, my QVH here is La Cañada, California. So for those who don't know, sleepy little suburb on the foothills of the San Gabriel, above Glendale, kind of the northwest corner of Pasadena. Tonight I'm running my standard AM station, which starts with a D104 microphone, goes into a Johnson Viking Valiant version 1.0, and all that goes up to my inverted V dipole, which hangs off a 35-foot mast, and the receiver that I use usually, and tonight, is a Hammerlin HQ129 X-Ray. So that's the station here at WA9JIB. So the West Coast website for our group is, we have 2 websites, www.westcoastami.com. So that's for the West Coast group. The AM International is closely related, but they have a separate website that I gave earlier. When I call on you, please share your call, your name, the make and model of your equipment. If you have any buy or sale items, trade items, whatever, please list them at that time. Let me know if you'd like to stay around for the informal roundtable, which immediately follows the formal part of this net. So I am crystal controlled. I'm pretty close to 3870, maybe 100 hertz off or something like that. So please zero beat me, net control, and let's take about a minute for a tune-up. Be sure to give your call sometime during the key down period. So go ahead and do those final sounds.
KF6S Heidi.
WA2 Victor Golf.
6L Hesperia. NY6L.
Okay, we got everybody in there. So there's a lot of heterodyne, a lot of audio at various signal levels. So hopefully I'll be able to be just about everybody. And George in WABG, I think so long I may ask you to relay or hopefully that thing will pull together. So first on the list, A6CJA. Take it away. This is WA9JI.
Okay, thank you, WA9JIB, JIB in the group. 36CJA, Hesperia. And hello to everybody. Good signals. At the moment. Anyway, we're running the usual thing, the big homebrew pair of 807s. 813s, pair of 813s, modulated by 807s, and 400 watts even to a doublet antenna. What do you call it? Number 993, I think, my AMI number. And everybody's coming in pretty good tonight. The band is quiet, and yeah, it got cold. It's supposed to get colder through the night, but so far, it's 44 outside, out back, and I got it about 62 or 3 in here, but this is closed up. My TV and radio room in there is TV room, sleeping room. I get it up to about 80, about 70, 75 when I get the heater going. All right, no on the round table, no on the swamp, no on this. So back to you there. Oh man, I didn't write it down. Net control K6CJA Hesperia. I hope this thing's working.
Yeah, it's working, Ken. Your signal is very strong, as always. There is a little bit of USB, so we'll see how it goes here. And yeah, I was talking to my colleagues on the East Coast today. NASA Center on the East Coast, and they said they've had an unseasonably warm winter this year, and I think we've had an unseasonably cold and wet one out here. So yeah, I keep my house at about, we used to keep it at about 65, but given these rates, I'm lowering it a little bit now. So sweaters and 56146s in my Valiant are helping out tonight. Okay, let's go over to Ron. Thanks for taking the earlies. And it's over to you, KD6VWS, WA9JIB.
Okay, good job, Bob. WA9JIB, KD6VWS. Ron and Joshua tonight. And tonight I'm running the Valiant version 1.0. 150 watt carrier, feed it with a Turner Plus 3 microphone, receiving on the NC125 with the Q multiplier, which I got switched out right now because signals are beautiful, band is quiet, and signals are strong, so hopefully you shouldn't have any problem there, Bob, the way things are going, knock on wood. And all that's going up to the SA2040 Heathkit antenna tuner, and that's coax up to the infed long wire, 5/8 of a wave length long on this frequency, and a quarter wave counterpoise off the shield, and the antenna's up about 25 feet. AMI number is 1671, and no on the round table, but I will be listening through. And yeah, no precipitation here. It's just been cloudy all day. It looked like it's going to have snow tonight, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So with that, Bob, back to you. WA9JIB, KD6VWS.
Okay, Ron, KD6VWS, WA9JIB. Yeah, you're coming in quite good here. And I got a little QR Nancy, but no QR Mary at my location here. We did get some rain here. It was just a tiny little drizzle, and the sun poked through a few times today, but then it got clouded up again. So I don't know what's on tap for this evening or tomorrow. So even I, who like it cool, I'm ready for some warm weather here. Don't know when we're going to get it. Okay, and yeah, I was copying everybody. Had a little trouble on Dawn, so yeah, maybe if you get that audio gain a little higher if you can. When we get to you, I'll be able to hear you a little better. So, okay, next up, KM6QQU. Over to you, WA9JIB.
All right, thanks, Bob. WA9JIB. This is Mike, KM6QQU. AMI number is 1768. And we're in the B29 today. We're in the ART-13 with the homebrew power supply, compliments of Ken, K6CJ8, and receiving on the BC348Q model. With a homebrew power supply for that to operate the factory dynamotor inside. You can hear a little dynamo hum in the background. Using the D104 amplified microphone. Got a full wave loop antenna being tuned in with the SA2068 Heathkit antenna tuner. And no on the round table, no on the swap. I will be listening through for a little bit here. So back over to you there, Bob. WA9JIB, this is KM6QQU.
Okay, Mike, got all of that. I'm assuming that's not a wheel up, full up B29. It is. I better make sure I don't get on your bad side. Please clarify, Mike.
No, just a Radio Shack in the old house. No real B29 over here.
As suspected, but you know, you never know. Gotta check these things out. Okay, let's go up north next. If you are north, who knows where you are, Kevin? WA6JKN, WA9JIB.
Yeah, just look behind you there, Bob. You never know. I could be standing right behind you right there in the shack. Yep, some of that military training could come in handy sometimes, you know. Anyway, good evening to everybody. This is WA6JKN, Kevin Gilroy. Let me turn on, okay, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to turn on an external peak meter just to see how it's doing. Yeah, looks like I'm running full legal limit here, no problem. The station tonight is the ICOM 7610, driving the Mercury Lux amplifier at full legal limit into an inverted fan dipole up at about 45 feet at the apex. The KW1 had it on last Wednesday, and I didn't get in here. I thought about it, and I forgot because we're back to doing home improvements. I forgot to turn on the KW1, but I don't mind operating the solid state stuff. It works pretty well. And you know, the old Mercury Lux, it's a beast. It can handle AM no problem. I jokingly refer to it as the all-band super duper senior that doesn't have dropouts. It doesn't experience dropouts. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood, as Steve would say. You know, you never know. But it doesn't even get warm. It slowly warms up, I'll tell you that. But it doesn't get. It doesn't even get nowhere close to the 75 degrees centigrade. It sits right around 45, 50 degrees centigrade, which is pretty darn good. They have a ginormous heat sink in this amplifier, and it just keeps everything nice and cool. All right, just like what Vaughn mentioned earlier, during the earlies, just having fun up there again on 10 meters, 12 meters, 15 meters, 17 meters, and a little bit on 20 meters as well. And the bands are still wide open, and it's wall-to-wall stations. And what's really fun is just having a normal rag-chew AM-type conversation with DX stations. They're not looking for the signal reports and moving on. It's that pleasurable. I'm not a contester, and and I really enjoy getting to know somebody from different countries and what they're up to, what their families are doing, not just the weather exchange, you know. So that's the fun part, is listening to how they're doing and their families. So really enjoy that. Okay, big shout out to George there, W8 Victor Golf. Got a good signal tonight, George. And without further ado, let's keep it moving here. I guess, wait a minute, Bob. I think I just turned it back over to you. I was going to turn it over to Vaughn. But back to you, Bob. You're doing a yeoman's job. I love you as a new control operator. We need to make you permanent, whether it be on Monday nights or Wednesday nights or both. You got this figured out, and you're just doing a great job. It's a real pleasure hearing you and how you run your nets. So I wanted to throw that out there again. All right, back to you, WA9JIB. Back to you, sir. WA6JKN.
Okay, Kevin. Well, thanks for the compliment. It's not rocket science. You know, anybody can do it. Quick question, though. Round table, yay or nay for you?
Yes, no round table, and you were doubling with someone else. I'm not sure who that was, but no round table, no swapper wants. Thank you.
Okay, I got it then. Okay, well, let's see. Let me take a break here since I was doubling. Is there anybody waiting to check into the Monday night AMI net? Please come now. Nope, I don't hear anybody. So, okay, well, your modern gear sounds very good on AM, Kevin. And, you know, nice signal here down here tonight. So, yes, I'm getting some QR Nancy and some QSB, but little to no QR Mary tonight, so that's good. Okay, Vaughn. Last Friday, I went into the lab for the first time in almost 3 years. Had to get my badge certificated again. Even though the badge is good for 5 years, the certificate on it, which enables you to log into sites, is you know, with the smart card needs to be updated. So I actually dragged my hindquarters in last Friday. I'm sure I'll be going in sometime this week. So how about that? Over to you, K6 Zulu Tango Alpha, WA9JIB.
Yeah, WA9JIB, K6ZTA. Well, you went into the barn there, or into the lab. That's really great. After a long time away. Anyway, let's see. This is K6ZTA, handle is 1. Victor Asking November. Down here in Woodland Hills, in the West San Fernando Valley. And the AMI number is 1757. And I wanted to say that the addition of the emblems sounds really cool. If you're still there, you're probably already gone. And the rain, it rained last night, and it sprinkled a bit today, but mostly clear, but really cold. And Steve, I was wondering about the teardown there of the buildings where you used to work, and you basically grew up there. I wonder if there's some nostalgic notions there about that. So anyway, and the sailboat with all the radios and all the operators, 12 stations they're going to put on the air. This is the expedition for Bouvet, 3Y, 3 Yokohama 0 Juliet, and they just arrived at Bouvet, at the island, and that's about as remote as any place is on the planet. And they just arrived today, and they'll be going ashore as soon as they, tomorrow hopefully if the weather is, allows it, as long as there's no big surf. I think they can handle probably small stuff with their Zodiac boats. But they're going to put 12 stations on the air simultaneously. Boy, it's quite an endeavor. At any rate, looking forward to that. I haven't worked Bouvet, so that'll be a good one. I'll be totally focusing on that for this week. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know I wanted to ask Ron. What direction does your counterpoise and your 5/8 wire, what direction are they pointed? In other words, what's the direction of the actual wire? I'm just curious, because your signal is great, and I would have thought there'd be some kind of a directionality, to it, but don't know. Okay, enough of that. No on the round table. Oh, my rig. Got someone did DX there. The Viking 2 transmitter and an inverted V up at 55 feet, and the D104 microphone and the SX96 receiver. So no on the swap, no on the round table. And say hi there to for the troops, to the troops for me. Not that anyone knows me, but see you later there, Bob. WA9JIB, K6ZTA.
Okay, Vaughn. Ron, KD6BWS, do you want to jump in and answer Vaughn's question?
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Okay, Vaughn, the counterpoise runs underneath the main, the band wire, so it runs laying on the ground back the same direction as the wire, and the wire and all Bob is end to end, southeast, northwest. So that's the deal on that, Vaughn. 6VWS, back to you.
Okay, KD6BWS, WA9JIB. Okay, well, let's see, I meant to mention to Kevin, but same comment for Vaughn. I got to get up in the higher bands. I'm so busy with a ton of paperwork for the weekend. To get up in the higher bands. Sounds like I'm missing a lot of fun. And yeah, I do want to try to get that station that's going to be back on the air, and there's 3Y0 stations, so hopefully I'll be able to do that with my more modest station here. So, yeah, the rise part of the solar cycle always seems to come in pretty quick. And the bands go from really nothing to really good very, very quickly. I remember that happened about 11 years ago, so it sounds like we're right in the throes of that. So that's good. So yeah, I just got to tear myself away from my computer and other stuff and get on the air a little bit more on the higher bands. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to turn it to Larry. Kilowatt Mike 6, India Yankee Charlie. Over to you, WA9JIB.
All right, thanks, Bob. WA9JIB. This is Larry. Kilo November 6, India Yankee Charlie. I'm in the little community of Crest, California, and Granite Hills, Philadelphia. Anyway, yeah, these things are really good. And Bonner was right. It's dynamite during the week when there's not all the contesting going on. The bands are open. You actually get to talk, have good QSOs with people and find out about what's going on over there in their areas and stuff. I logged a couple of meters in Ontario, Canada, and Barcelona. The one in Barcelona, I got a little bit of a QSO on it, so that was really nice. But all in all, yeah, the bands are back, and it's fake. It's only wintertime too, so yeah, we'll see what happens as we're off through here. But it's all going to be really good. So it's 4 degrees outside, about 50 here. My tennis play out of got the heater on underneath the disc, so I'm really nice and warm here in the shack at the back of the garage here. Well, operating conditions here, we're speaking into the Kenwood MC90 mic, and it's going into the mighty Kenwood CS480HX, running at about 50 watts. Going through the LDG AT200 Pro tuner with coax going up to a 1-to-1 current balance in inverted V with two pieces of 14-gauge wire, each about 126 foot long. But anyway, that's what we're using here so far. That's good coffee for everybody. I hope I'm getting out with my meager power. I'm a little bit, running barefoot with this. But anyway, man, it's been a pleasure being on. Oh yeah, my AMI number is 1815. There you go. I'm somebody now. So with that, that's all I got from here right now. So Bob, here it comes back to you. WA9JIB 8.
Congratulations on that 1815.
Okay, Larry, Ron congratulated you there. Yeah, and I apologize, I got your call wrong at kilowatt November 6. I didn't catch whether you wanted to be on the round table or not, so I'm going to ask you to repeat that. And also 126 feet on each side, that's a little long for sounds like a 160 meter antenna. So what do you got to say about those two things, Larry?
Yeah, Bob, I'll revisit that wire and that comment is called up what they so I'm going to have to revisit that. But originally, I know it tunes in really, really nice a little bit further down the band, closer to 80 in the 80 meter division instead of the 75. So, but again, tuners have all kind of needle. And notice that goes down there. There you go. I'll get a correct answer. I got that.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, my dipole's about 120 feet long, end to end, inverted V, of course. And I was lucky to squeeze that onto my 100 by 100 foot lot. So I'd love to have a 160 meter antenna, which would be twice as long. But I'm going to have to do something different to get one if I ever really want to get on that band. Okay, now Skip, coming over to you. You were not real strong. You're probably a little too close. But give it a shot, and maybe George or Steve might have trouble pinch hit or pitch in. K6LGL WA9JIB.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. WA9JIB, the La Cañada, and the San Diego AMI Monday Night Net, K6 Little Green Lights, from Santa Monica, running my oversized black margarita suitcase made by Benton Hood. That was the big DX100 from Heathkit, which modified all push-to-talk, solid-state, and all that good jazz. D104 microphone into a homebrew dipole that I built a generation ago. AMI number is 1326, and how I remember is 13 and 213, so even a simple man like mine can remember that. Very good. I will ask to be excused. I have something that's coming up at approximately 7:30 there. That I have to finish a project that I started. So I'll say my best to 73. Kick it back to you, Bob. I think it goes next to Steve, KF6SYD. Thank you for doing the net, and Ron for doing the earlies, and we'll see some of you there on Wednesday on the West Coast AMI net. So, WA9, JIB, K6, Little Green Light. Good evening to all.
Okay, Skip, K6LGL WA9JIB. You're actually coming in quite strong now. Got a little bit of what sounds like phase distortion, so that's probably propagation. So, but your signal's quite strong, 100% copy of all right now. And yeah, I meant to mention to Larry that your 50 watts was doing a nice job up there to Lock Piñata near Pasadena. No problem, it's very nice audio. So anyway, just need to look at the report there. Okay, let's see, over to Long Beach, KF6SYD, WA9JIB.
Okay, Bob, WA9JIB, and the group KF6SYD, thank you, Bob, for running the net tonight. Two weeks in a row. That's very cool. Doing a good job, and it looks like you can hear everybody. Band is pretty good tonight. And I couldn't hear Skip, I had to use KFS. But I'm glad you were able to pick him up. The AMI 1708, CCA AM 1000D transmitter, listening on an NC300 up here in the shack in the attic where it's 66 degrees now. Still have the heater blowing on me, which, yeah, it's just nice. Thank you, Vaughn, for explaining what you were talking about. And now I know who it is. It's very cool. See if I can find out more about that group. 12 stations set up from the DXpedition, sailing the ocean to a remote place to set things up. That's neat. And yeah, all the demolition, it's nothing but memories. It's hard to look at, but you just, it's lucky the way things worked out, so I don't have any really bad feelings about it. But boy, you see him crush something up you spend a lot of time in, and what a thing. And let's see, you guys are talking about the price of gas and stuff. I've been heating the living room, and that makes it out to most of the rest of the house with wood. Now I'm out of wood. I got the heater tonight downstairs. I'm using gas. But hopefully Julie and I can go up to the mountains maybe Wednesday or Thursday and bring a half a trailer or something of firewood back. Go up there, and I got a place and a bunch of the drought really made the oak trees die. And then the wood gets nice and cured, you know, and then the tree falls over. So what's laying on the ground's ready to burn. We're going to go up there and get us another load with chainsaws, you know, in the trailer, and burn that in the fireplace. And I've got an insert that I made up a few years ago. Oh, I almost 15 years ago, maybe more. It's a bunch of steel square tubing that the wood sits in and burns, and you know, the air circulates through that, blows a lot of hot air into the room, because the wood's sitting on top of it, and then the tubing wraps around the fire and comes out the top. So I just need to work it out. I don't know, I don't have a good idea for the wood-fired water heater, because I like to take long showers, and I don't have that worked out yet. I'm thinking you go out early in the morning and get that going, you know, and get the hot water ready for the shower. Don't know if I'll end up doing that or not. This sounds a little inconvenient, but at least for heating up the house, it's working out pretty good. Oh, that's enough of that silliness. Yeah, the whole next month is supposed to be cold. I looked ahead at the extended forecast, and not supposed to get warm for quite a while to come, so we'll just weather it out. I guess that's it for me. No round table, and if somebody has it for swap, I'm looking for a T4XB. If somebody's got one, I'm not looking for a good, I just want one that works, so I can fix the one I have that don't seem to have the talent for tracing out the particular problem in this one. Maybe I could steal some parts from one, even if it doesn't work. Some not so great condition T4XB, I could really use one of those. So if anyone has one or knows anybody, send me an email or something. I'm good in QRZ. Back over to you, Bob. WA9JIB, KF6SYD.
Okay, Steve, KF6SYD, WA9JIB. Well, I think everybody heard, because you always have a great signal, but just in case not, Steve's looking for a Drake T4XB. It doesn't have to work. It could be just a parts rig, I guess. So, Steve is, I believe, is good on QRZ.com. And yeah, I just wanted to comment on the Vaughn. You know, and for those that don't know, so we got sent home from the lab where Vaughn used to work. He's retired and I still work, and I may retire soon, who knows. March 17th, 2020 for COVID. And, you know, we had to come back earlier, but they're starting to pressure us to come back, so that's one of the reasons I was in. Also had to get my badge updated. But the thing I wanted to say is, almost 3 years since I'd seen my office, and after I was there about 15 minutes, it felt like I never left. Isn't that weird? You know, it's all pretty much the same, and just those years went by, and it felt like it was last week that I was there, so very strange. Okay, we're going to go over to Jay now. 2 Hesperia stations in one night. NY6L, WA9JIB.
Okay, very good, Bob, and good evening to all. NY6L, Jay here in Hesperia, and hello to my neighbor to Ken there, K6CJA. Keep warm up there, and east of the railroad tracks there. And Bob, thank you for running the net, doing a fantastic job. Okay, AMI number 1548, and I'm running the usual here. The Super Senior 8040 meter transmitter, National NC303, sending a Radio Shack 2-way hi-fi speaker for those melodious tones, and D104 microphone that's been modified with a K7DYY audio processor for the Super Senior. And we've got an 8040 meter trap dipole up at approximately 40 feet out in the clear in the backyard. And yeah, I'm up here in 3,360 foot level out in the open, so I hear pretty much everything up here, pretty much. And it's very, very quiet up here. I'm hearing that the band is starting to get long, so I'm not going to stick around for the round table, but I do have a want. It's a little bit out of left field, but I'm looking for a 220 megahertz amplifier that puts out between 80 and 100 watts out. Since I'm out in the boonies out here, I got all the other bands taken care of, but I need something for 220. So I'll stick around after the net if anybody has any amplifier they want to sell or trade. I'll hang around to the end of the net. So, but otherwise, I won't be around for the round table. So back there to you there, Bob. WA9JIB, NY6L Hesperia.
Okay, Jay, NY6L, WA9JIB. Okay, just before we close it down, we'll check a few things that we've got such a piece. I don't even know, maybe there's a Rubbermaid commercial in that. It may be. I've never been on that band. I do have a handheld to do it, but I've never got to be on that band. Maybe, okay, 2 more, and then I'll check if there's anybody waiting. Over to you, George. Whiskey 8, Victor Golf, WA9JIB.
Real good, Bob. WA9JIB and the AMI group here this evening. This is George, W8 Victor Golf. Down here in Oro Valley, Arizona, about 10 miles north of Tucson, the old Pueblo. And everybody's coming in here good tonight. Good signals on all. And Kevin, a big shout out to you. You're doing a nice job down here from Gilroy this evening. And one day I'm going to have to chat with you and see how you've got your audio set up on that 7610. I'm still trying to dial mine in down here with some Heil boom mic headsets and a couple of dynamics. And we're getting there, but mine don't sound as good as yours. Anyways, what else is going on here? Not much going on. Guys, same old humdrum affair, different day. I did start working on my 10 through 20 RF deck that I'm building around a 4125. I've probably got another week or so of work on that. I was going strong until Thanksgiving came, and then I just left it out in the garage on the bench, and I've got the garage cleared out now. It's still a little cold, but I can go out there and work an hour or two before I get too frosty here. We don't have the cold weather, the hard freeze warnings anymore. It's temperatures creeping up here. It's in the high 30s, low 40s in the morning, then up into the in the 60s during the day. So we're getting a little bit warmer. Maybe I can stand working out there in the garage and finishing that. I'm gonna plug that in my homebrew rig here, replace an 813 RF deck with that, and see if I can make some noise up on the high bands. Been working a little 10 meters with my 7610 and the Apache and the Mohawk here, and that's been fun. Let's see, what else is going on? Nothing much. That's pretty much it. I do have an AMI number. Mine is 1814, so I'm legitimate here now. No more excuses. I got to frame it and put it up near the transmitter here. Nothing to swap or sell or anything like that. Still working on my stuff here. And Bob won't hang around for the round table, but I will listen here a little bit before I shut it off and go inside and call it quits for this evening. We're threatening on Bob going up to La Cañada to visit our friend Jennifer, and if I do, I will let you know. We haven't locked anything down. She's invited us to come up and visit. I don't know when we make it up there, maybe in a month or so, but I will certainly let you know. Maybe we can do an eyeball. And that's pretty much it for me, guys. Fun hearing everybody. Thanks for running the net, Bob, and Ron, thanks for picking me up on the earlies. Back up to La Cañada, WA9JIB, good job, W8 Victor Golf.
WA6JUS.
BG, WA9JIB. You are really strong here. I think you got the strongest signal. So, and I wasn't quite sure on the verb, but I think you said, sounded like originally will be on the round table, but then I realized it won't be on the round table. But you would listen out. So, if I got that wrong, break back in and let me know. But right now I have you as a no-show for the round table, and nobody else. There ain't going to be a round table probably unless Don creates one. So anyway, but yeah, your signal is doing very, very well here in Pasadena. And I would love to have a QSO, George. So give me a day or two notice, and it would be just wonderful to get together, show you my stuff, my operating positions, my antennas, things like that. You can tell me what I'm doing wrong then. So anyway, that would be wonderful. I'll look forward to that. Okay, now Don, I had a little trouble copying you. Hopefully you got a little more audio. If I have trouble, somebody, maybe George, you can relay for me. So I'm sending it to Kilowatt Bravo 6, Quebec, Echo Whiskey. This is WA9JIB.
Okay, thanks, Bob. How are you copying me now?
Weak, but I am hearing you. I'm getting it Q5 so far.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I can hear George really well, and he's got a nice setup. I'm looking at his QR web page. I am brand new to AM. This is my first time. I'm using a newer Yaesu MT710 radio. My neighbor, told me to get on here and learn about cutting my audio better. So maybe you can give me the YouTube or web page to know about how to use them.
Okay, KB6QEW, WA9JIB. Well, I got 100% of that, and I did agree with the comment earlier. I put the VFO on. Your carrier is very strong. So I think you just need more audio. I assume that there's a pot on there called audio gain or mic gain or something like that. And I don't know what you're supposed to what level on your meter you're supposed to get it to. Why don't you try cranking your mic gain a little bit? Maybe give it a 20 or 30 degree increase and see what that does. Go ahead and give that a try now. Well, actually, that was weaker, so, and the carrier was down too, so, yeah, I don't know, I'm not familiar with that rig, a Yaesu 77 something, so it probably does not have a lot of power on AM, but yet it had a good carrier, so, anyway, yeah, I'm probably not the right guy to ask. NYX, Greg, I think. Anyway, I'm glad to be net controller for your first AM attempt. So that's an honor for me. Have a person on. You'll get it figured out. And I hope that you will join us on all these Mondays and Wednesday nights. And we have a lot of fun. And we enjoy running this mode of operation. So please do come back. And I'm assuming you're a negative on the round table also. Okay, let me just check at this point in time. Is there anybody waiting to check into the Monday night AMI net? Please come now.
Oh, there is. W6YEC.
6NYX.
W6JUS.
Wow. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, I got George, W6YAC, N6NYX. I'm thinking that's Greg, but I could be wrong. And John, WA6JUS. So we ain't done yet. So everybody, and for you three, if you just got here, JNY6L is hoping somebody's got a 220 megahertz amplifier. So he'll hang around if anybody's got one of those that they want to find a good home. Okay, George, down in San Diego, W6YEC, over to you, WA9JID.
Yeah, okay, very good, Bob. W6YEC. I thought I might miss this tonight. I had a coast-to-coast phone call that went longer than I thought. But at any rate, just got off the phone, came out here, fired up the radio, and I heard your melodious tones, and I heard KB6QBE. I didn't get his name where he was located, but he had a copyable signal here into San Diego, into Lemon Grove. And look at that, I checked in, and it was the San Diego crew that checked in with Greg and John. And I'm sure that, pretty sure that Phil wasn't there. He's got company in town, spending time with them, so he's been off the radio till they leave, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't there. I don't know if Paul checked in or not. But anyway, glad to be able to be here. The AMI is 1197, and we're running the normal AMI, the normal AM setup, which is the Viking Ranger 2, driving a Sugar Baker 220 for about 350. AKG mic and a Behringer equalizer for some help with the audio. Hammerlin HQ110 Alpha with my home built, well, it's a Gromus, but I rebuilt the whole thing. 6V6 pair of 6V6 amplifier. I had it since I was a kid, and that's my amplification for the HQ, going into a beautiful I think a PM23 helicopter speaker. Really sounds beautiful. So that's the rundown with the a coaxial flat top resonant antenna up there at about 40 feet or so, providing the radiating ability from this QTH. All right, rain today off and on, and sometimes a little heavy, sometimes not so heavy, but it's been good. I think it's going away, and we don't get any more rain till next week, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what's going down here. I heard there's supposed to be about 18 inches up in the mountains there in the lagunas. I don't know if that happened or not. All right, Bob. No on the round table. I'll be here. Let me, if I want to get in there, I'll do it. But no on the round table. As far as the 220 amp, well, I have a 220 repeater, so my 220 amp's in use. With that, I don't have that, Jay. Sorry for that. I do have a couple of 2-meter amps. If anybody out there needs a 2-meter amplifier, one that a handheld can work on and amplify things, and one that you put more power into it, and it gets about, I think it's 160 watts out, something like that, FM and sideband. So I do have those amps, but no 220. All right, so I'm gonna, let's see, give it back to you, Bob. Would you give me KB6QBE's name and location just for my edification? WA9JIB, W6YEC.
Yeah, okay, George. W6YEC, WA9JIB. Your signal is tremendous tonight. The station you're referring to is Kilowatt Bravo 6, Quebec, Echo, Whiskey. And his name is Don. Delta Oscar November. KB6QEW, DON. So, and tonight is his first night on AM. So we're all welcoming him to the group here. So, and hope that he checks in multiple times. His audio is a little low. It's got a pretty strong carrier, but a little low on the audio. So he's looking for a little assistance on how to set his rig up for AM. It's a modern Yaesu, and if anybody can give Don a hand on that, that would be, I'm sure that would be much appreciated, and we'll all hear him better next time then. Okay, I believe it's Greg, yeah. N6NYX, over to you, WA9JIB.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Well, I'm sandwiched between the other two stations, so the weather report will suffice for what's going on here. We got scattered showers and stuff. I think they're almost over. We'll find out in the morning. Anyway, AMI number 1761, N6NYX, QTH is La Mesa, California's an incorporated city in San Diego. Rigs a Kenwood TS890, about 25 watts or so. Yeah, about 50 watts on the voice peaks. That's the modulation setting that I'm getting here. And yeah, it's a different setting than what I do on sideband. I don't know much about the AM stuff, but the voice quality over here sounds great with 2 sidebands. As opposed to 1. None on the slurp and nothing on the round table. Inverted V at 40 foot, just a wire. That's it for me. So let's pass along and make this thing end by the next hour here. It's supposed to be an hour long, isn't it? N6NYX.
Okay, N6NYX, WA9JIB. Well, your 25 watts is doing very good. So I think we had a 50 watt earlier from that area. I think that was Larry. And 25 watter, not super strong, but the band is with not a lot of competition today. The audio is very good. So got 100% of that. Okay, last on the list, unless there's another 1 or 2 waiting. You got to always wonder if NA7RH is going to check in. But we'll check that after we hear from John. So WA6JUS, your turn. WA9JIB.
Thank you, Bob. WA9JIB, WA6JUS. Good enough conditions. I couldn't hear that station very well. I had the very light audio. Just passing. And the big number, 100 watts. I just turned it on, and but the scope indication seems to show that it's basically doing all right. And let me quickly fix the meters. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully I survived my do or die at the yacht club. I have new shrouds and headstay in order, and I call them up tomorrow about details of how to do what I need, and
I was up in the recording studio today working on the vintage rig. And there's good community help, the local recording community to help these things. Anyway, if you want to have a round table, I'll stick around. The number is 1258. Okay, 39JIB, WA6JUS.
Okay, John, WA6JUS. Got you as a yes for the roundtable, and I'll hang out with you for a cycle or two. Your signal is doing very well up here into La Cañada. But before that, let me see if there's anybody else waiting to check into the Monday night AMI net. If so, please come now. Okay, I guess not. So with that, I'm going to close down the formal part of the net here at, looks like 0358. GMT or UTC, whatever you want to call it. I don't swear that my correct is all that accurate. So that will end the formal portion of the net. Before we go into the round table, there were two wants. Steve, SYD, is looking for a T4XB, maybe a junker that he can cannibalize. And Jay is looking for a 220 megahertz amp. If anybody has either of those, please come now and let us know.
What was Steve looking for?
Drake T4XB.
Oh, wait a minute. T4XC?
I thought it was a Bravo. Steve, let George know if I got that wrong. He might have given up. Yeah, I figured you might have one of those, George. I get the Drake transceiver, I'm sure. T4XB is in Bravo, I believe.
Well, no, the T4, let's see, TX4, he has a TX4B. So that maybe he's looking for the transmitter. Maybe there's a problem there and he's looking for the TX4B, because that's the transmitter he has.
Yeah, he has one. But I think it's problematic, and he's looking for, he thinks he might want to have a parts radio to cannibalize for parts.
Right, so it's a TX4, I believe, TX4B. Okay, I don't have one, I have a C, but not a B, but anyway, got it. I'll talk to him.